Everybody, here is the double episode of Fire Your Inner Critic, Find Your Inner Badass, and finally build your business. I'm Cassandra Von Worsley. So, on this training episode of Fire Your Inner Critic, Find Your Inner Badass, and finally build your business, I was going to talk about, are you rising and grinding or are you rising and thriving? But something else is more important to talk about today, especially because I'm pretty sure this is the last FB Live training because next week is the last week. I don't know if that's true. Let me think about that. Flex Week is coming, which means I don't do FB Live trainings on Flex Week. It's either next week or the next week. But this is the final FB Live for this week. So I want to talk about looking for the opportunities that come with self-doubt. So when you're building a business, when you're beginning a business, at every stage of your business, you are going to feel self-doubt. You are going to ask yourself at least a zillion times, can I really do this thing? Can I really do this? Like, you're going to look at your to-do list. You're going to look at the lack of revenue coming in. You're going to look at all of the things you have to do and how much time you haven't spent doing it. And you're going to say to yourself, can I really build this business? Like, can I really do it? Can I really do it? Like, you're going to get stumped often because when self-doubt comes in, you might be in the middle of building a website. You might be in the middle of sending out an email. Here's the thing I want you to understand, especially because your inner critic is going to try to get you to believe that self-doubt is proof that you're not ready. Your inner critic wants you to think that self-doubt is evidence that you don't have what it takes. That self-doubt, your inner critic likes to say, well, if you really were confident, if you really were supposed to do this business, you wouldn't have all this doubt. Not so. Self-doubt always comes with new territory. Anytime in any arena of your life, learning how to swim, learning how to ride a bike, going on a hike in territory you've never been in before, anytime you are taking new territory, self-doubt is part of the package, so is fear. So is fear. So here's the reality. Self-doubt is part of the package. And since it's part of the package, here's the thing you really got to do to use self-doubt and to leverage it properly so you can activate your inner badass and build that business. You've got to look for the opportunities of self-doubt. And there are opportunities in self-doubt because when self-doubt shows up, self-doubt creates self-awareness. And self-awareness is the number one thing when it comes to mindset. So self-doubt makes you super self-aware of, okay, what am I struggling with? What am I having a hard time with? Where is this self-doubt coming from? What would lead me to believe that this isn't possible for me? Where are some examples of where I've seen it work out for other people? How can I learn from them and learn from their mistakes without having to make them? So self-doubt creates self-awareness because now you can actually get real with the source of self-doubt, right? Because all the opportunities don't live with the self-doubt itself. It lives with the source of the self-doubt. So self-awareness as to where is this self-doubt coming from and what is it trying to tell me to look at, to investigate, to get curious about. And then when you look for the opportunities in self-doubt, you also want to say, how can I prove myself right? Self-doubt's not you, okay? Self-doubt is part of your inner critic. Self-doubt is a thought, but you are not simply a thought. The thoughts that you think are yours, you do not belong to your thoughts. So when self-doubt comes in, you've got to say to yourself, how can I prove myself right? When I say, how can I prove myself right? I mean, how can I prove my higher self, my inner knowing, the most powerful version of me, the version of me that can move mountains, my inner badass? How can I prove my inner badass right about me? And what that does is when you're asking that question, you take your focus off of the self-doubt. You put your focus on your inner badass, and then you start to investigate and look at ways that you can take action that are in alignment with your inner badass, not with your self-doubt. And before long, you're achieving things and you're accomplishing things. And as the self-doubt comes in, the more accomplishments you make, you start to just sort of dismiss the self-doubt. You go, whatever, next. I know why you show up, and I know you're not right. because I keep proving myself right with my inner badass over here. So here's what I want you to take away. Self-doubt is not a signal that building a business is not for you. Self-doubt is not a sign that you're not equipped. But self-doubt keeps too many people from moving forward in businesses because they are using self-doubt, let me say it, they're using self-doubt as a scapegoat. You are using self-doubt as an excuse for you not doing you, for you not handling your business. Self-doubt could never be more powerful than you because it is your self-doubt. Your self-doubt does not own you. So what I want you to do is start to really look at the opportunities of self-doubt. When self-doubt shows up, get self-aware. Okay, what is this showing me? What is this teaching me? How can I use this? Where are the opportunities here? And then I want you to get into action, because when you get into action, you go, how can I prove myself right when it comes to this? I'm not going to sit with the self-doubt in what it's saying. I'm going to align with my inner badass. I'm going to go, how can I prove myself right that I can build this business, that it is for me, that it's powerfully for me? And then start taking the actions to prove yourself right. And after a while, you will start to ignore self-doubt. It'll still be there. Doesn't matter how much you accomplish or achieve. That's the funny thing about self-doubt. People think self-doubt is, I'm new at this, I'm not experienced. When I do more, I will feel less of it. No, you won't. Because every next level of your life is going to require a next level of you, which means you're going to be new at it, which means you're going to have self-doubt. Self-doubt's not going anywhere. Neither is fear. But you are going places when you align with your inner badass and you say, how can I prove my inner badass right? Start there. Bless the self-doubt, because it is a massive, major, powerful teacher. You are not a slave to it. It is a teacher for you. And at the end of the day, it's still all yours. So look for the opportunities in self-doubt. All right, everybody, the Inner Badass Intensive is launching in a few weeks. Be sure you go to CassandraVon.com/apply. Watch the Fear to Action training. There's so much good stuff there about mindset and how you shift your mindset. And then apply to be the Inner Badass Intensive. We are starting in a few weeks. You're going to love how we deep dive and raise your level of self-belief. All right, everybody, if you're watching on YouTube, join us, Facebook.com/groups/fire your inner critic. I will see you guys next week.